Hi y'all, and welcome to today's video. I have a bunch of new makeup here in front of me because I've been shopping, I've been buying a lot of products, and I thought we could sit down together today. We could test some of this stuff out. Some of these things, first impressions, some of these things I've been using a few times. I've pulled in a couple of favorites, and we're just gonna get ready together. I am going to push my hair out of my face, zoom y'all in a bit, and we'll get started. We are ready for makeup. I do have on my primer already. I am using a favorite, a tried and true, the e.l.f. Jelly Pop. Jelly Pop. This one, it came and it went. It was limited edition. I have no idea why they would make this limited edition, but it is back. And I'm so excited Ulta has this again. Like, thrilled. This is a very sticky, hydrating primer that still works for those of us with oily skin living in a humid place. You can see like my skin is glowy, but it's a little like sticky, and it just grips the makeup so well. The Jelly Pop I love. And I have on a lip oil because I always, when I start my makeup application, I like to start with moisturizing my lips. So I'm wearing the Milani Fruit Fetish Cherry Lime Lip Oil. This, I've only been testing for a few weeks, but I'm really liking this. Honestly, I bought it because it's cherry lime, and I'm like, oh, cherry lime made from Sonic. That is exactly what this smells like. And there are so many lip oils out there. I kind of feel like the Milani is like a hidden gem because so many brands are making lip oils, but this one, it's cherry lime made from Sonic, and I love. But with my Jelly Pop primer, I like to put it on and I like to let it set for a minute or two before I go in with my complexion products. That way it kind of like warms up on my skin. It gives it a minute for that like sticky tackiness to get extra tacky, and I need my makeup to last, y'all. So we are gonna go in with foundation, but first I want to use my e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. Again, this is not new to me, but this shade is new to me. This is the shade 3.5, and I'm not gonna put this all over, but I do kind of want to put it on the high points of my face to give us a little bit of like glow under foundation. It's not gonna come through a ton, and I kind of want to put it here, like just where I would like a little bit of extra light. I'm just going to kind of like press this in and blend a little bit, but I'm kind of using these like pressing type motions to give me that glow. We are going to go in with this Smashbox foundation. This is the Always On Skin Balancing Foundation, and I am in the shade L200. So this is an olive undertone. Y'all, I was sleeping on this foundation. I was sleeping on this foundation. I own it. This foundation from Smashbox is so good. Now, Smashbox did actually send me this foundation. I will say, of everything we're using today, I bought most of it. A few things I believe were gifted to me, just so you know. And I will have everything listed and linked for y'all in the description box. But this foundation from Smashbox is a medium coverage, and it is buildable, so you can definitely build it up if you want. But this is, like, you see how much already, like, this is covering. It's a very true medium coverage, I would say, but also very easy to build. It's water, sweat, humidity resistant, It gives 24-hour oil control and hydration, and it says it's 16-hour color true wear. I would definitely say this is a like natural finish foundation. It's not overly dewy, it's not overly glowy, but it's also not matte. It just has that very skin-like finish. You know, that's somewhere in between like a satin matte and a glow type of formula. Of course, I did put glowy products underneath, so that's going to give me a little glow through, but that e.l.f. is gonna make sure that like we get long wear. Before we go in with concealer, here is the foundation on its own. Again, this is new to me. I've only used it a handful of times, but every time I've used it, it's like, wow. And I've been using it with different primers. It looks great every time. It's been wearing beautifully for me. When my oil does come through at the end of the day, it comes through in a really beautiful, glowy way, not in a way that's like breaking up my makeup. I look like I got sprayed with Pam, you know, like the cooking Pam. It doesn't look like that. It looks like, oh, she's glowy, and I can tell, you know, like, okay, I've had my makeup on all day now. And something else I will say, because I test makeup, I try makeup, so I am wearing makeup a lot. And when my husband is like, oh, your skin looks really good today, I know, I'm like, okay, he is seeing that this is looking good. And I was like, oh, it's the Smashbox foundation. I slept on this. I slept on this. I'm not gonna lie. It launched. I didn't get it. I'm glad I got it. I'm so glad I got this because I think it's beautiful. I love the way it looks. I think the color is so nice. And, you know, maybe you've been sleeping on some of these things I'm going to talk about too, because some of these products are new to me. Not new launches, but new to me. And I'm hoping we find some winners in here. Again, I pulled some of my favorites to pair with the new, like my Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. I love this concealer. I've been using it for so long. I have summer shades, winter shades. That's how you know it's good. I love this concealer from Too Faced because it comes in a ton of shades. Yes, it does. You can see this shade I'm using is like very olive. I am olive saturated, warm leaning, and this concealer latte is perfect for me, but I'm going to grab a lighter shade as well to kind of brighten up. Latte definitely is a shade that I love to use in the summer. And then like today when I'm gonna mix it with another shade, I'm just gonna make it a little bit lighter for today, but it's a full coverage concealer that is not super cakey. A little bit goes a long way. I love that big doe foot. I'm gonna use warm beige to lighten this up just a little bit, just a little dot, 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 dot. I love this applicator. Like, listen, I could go on and on about this concealer, but I won't because it's not a new product. If you've been here, you're like, wah, 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 Heather, we know you like the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. And yeah, I'm gonna let this warm up on my skin for a couple of minutes and then I'm gonna blend it. I just feel like I always get the best blend, the best finish, everything just, when I let my concealer set on my face and warm up for a couple of minutes. Here's the concealer. I know we get caught up in the new all the time. Believe me, we're testing products today, doing this get ready together because I bought new stuff, but just because a product has been around for a long time doesn't mean it's not amazing. It doesn't settle weird on me. Again, I have oily skin, but I'm not like 12. I've got some fine lines, you know, like I'm 36, so I have some lines. I don't feel like it emphasizes anything weird. It's not too hydrating for my oily skin, but it's not too drying. It's time for me to stop with how much I love that. And we're gonna liquid blush. We're gonna liquid blush it up. This Juvia's Place blush, so hard to open. Oh my gosh, there we go. This is Soft Tulip Glow, and this is their new like radiant blush. I used this in a video like the day I got it because I wanted to try it, and I have loved it every time I've worn it. Still a new to me product though, because what was that, like a week ago that I bought this, a little over a week, something like that. And it's so beautiful. Now, if you've never had a Juvia's Place product before, I won't even just say blush, because their blushes, yes, but their products in general are pigmented. So here's my advice. Listen, let Auntie Heather help you. 1 dot, not this that I have on, 1 dot, and blend. Very blendable, very easy to blend, very easy to use, but very pigmented. So the first time you use it, start small and then go. I have been loving this. I have been using this. So that's why I'm like, let me add a little more on. You do you, but just a little tip, you know? So I'm going to press this in with my brush. You can use a sponge if you want to. I've done it that way. I don't love using fingers for my makeup, like to put it on and blend and stuff, but I have for the sake of testing this, and it blends well with my finger too. Do you see how pretty that is? It's just beautiful. And they had the matte formula first, and I really liked the matte formula. These more glowy ones, I forget what exactly they're called. I don't know if it's like Radiant or something, but you know, I'll have it in the description box, the official name. I want to get more shades of these. I do, and I think that is a good testament to how much I like the formula and the finish and the wear time and all of that, because it's one thing to have something good, and then if I'm like, but I want more shades, then I'm like, okay, this is a really good formula. So I've been enjoying this a lot. I actually need to check out, because I have a few sitting in my online Ulta cart right now. I really liked the original, but these glowy ones I think are just even prettier, because they have a glow. Like, do you see that they're glowy without having like this shimmer sparkle? Which, don't get me wrong, I love a shimmery blush too, but these I do feel like are a bit unique to what's out there, because there is this radiance to them. There is this beautiful pigmentation. Even when I set my face with powder in a minute, I'm going to be able to see this blush come through. I could build it up more if I wanted to, but it just has a beautiful radiance, a beautiful glow without having that shimmer. I don't know, like, it's a really beautiful formula. Juvia's Place, y'all did the thing. Y'all did it with this one. Now, since we're using a new to me foundation, a new-ish to me blush, I am going to use powders to set that I know, love, and trust. So we're going to use the NYX HD finishing powder to kind of set the under eye. I use the shade Banana. I don't even know how many of these I've gone through. 10 maybe? I mean, I have pan in this one. When I place an order for some more blushes, I need to pick up a new powder. And then to kind of buff and set the rest of my face, I am going to use my Tarte Amazonian Clay Blurring Powder. And our face is set. You cannot tell me that this foundation and this blush are not beautiful. So pretty. Like, my blush is glowy, but it looks so like seamless. I'm into it. I picked up another Morphe micro brow pencil from Ulta. This is in chocolate mousse, under $10, and beyond amazing, y'all. So I've been buying this for years. I say I just bought this, but actually I just bought this and others. Usually when I run out of these, I keep like a backup. So every time I buy 2, because the worst thing ever is to run out of your brow product mid-brow. So I always have a backup, and I know when I pull my backup, okay, it's time to repurchase 2 more. So I'm just going to quickly fill in my brow. I like this because it's so small. And since I went shopping at Ulta and I had some new products from them, the other stuff that I decided to pull, like shopping my stash, like my concealer and powder and primer and stuff, I thought, let me just pull stuff that's also available at Ulta, because I know that the Ulta sale is coming up. Now, at the time that I'm filming this, I don't have much information, but I'm hoping we've got some good things. By the time y'all are seeing this, the information may have been out, but if you watched my video from Friday, March 1st, and you saw my videos kind of talking about life updates and all of that, you'll know that I am currently on vacation. So I am filming this a bit ahead of when y'all will be watching it. So if I have any Ulta sale information, I will definitely put it in the description box. I'm definitely not the brow expert, but filling in brows, like look at this, brow to brow, makes such a difference. All of this brow hair is like clear blonde, so I like to deepen them up, and then I want to stick them in place. I do not want them moving. I do not want a medium hold brow gel. Like, listen, I'm the boss and my brows need to do what they're told to do. That's the type of hold I need in a brow product. Because I definitely don't need like my brows filled in, matching my hair, and then they're just like these blonde hairs are falling down. You know, like we can't have that. We just can't. We cannot have that. We are gonna play with the ColourPop 1111 palette, y'all. I know that this is not a new palette, but I have not used it, and I want to. I've been thinking about it. So many of y'all in the comments have mentioned this palette to me, and I'm just like, I've got to try it. I've got to try it. So we have this really cute cover, and then opening it up, look like, it looks, we have this like yellowy tone, which I love with neutrals. Overall, when I see it, I think because of these neutral shades, I'm thinking it's overall cool toned, and it is. We have this taupey color, but it looks like we have a nice like neutral brown that's not too warm or cool. I'm gonna prime my eyes with a tried and true eyeshadow primer. This is Layin' Low from MAC. A favorite. I have very few eyeshadow primers that I know, love, and trust. The MAC Paint Pot I have been using since before my son was born, and he's in 9th grade. So with my oily lids, I want to stay away from eyeshadow primers that are concealer-like, very wet, things like that. I want something that's a little more dry, maybe what some people would consider a little more thick, something that I can put on. I can put my shadow on, it's gonna grip my shadow, it's gonna let them be as pigmented as they can, but it is gonna make sure that with these deep set eyes, these folds and wrinkles and crinkles, I'm not gonna get creasing, that my oil is not gonna eat the shadow off. And MAC Paint Pot, it's so good. I really wanna play with the warm and cool tones in this palette. Again, I do think like this neutral looking color story is just appealing, I think, because of the cool and the warm together. But I'm going to start with the warm shade Right Path. I'm going to do an eye look that I just really enjoy, okay? I'm going to do like something darker, dramatic, darker in the outer corner. So we're definitely going to do Right Path. We're going to do Divine. And I've got to pull in this beautiful, like, light yellowy golden type of shade called Good Thoughts to be more of like a blending, buffing type of shade. I'm going in with the shade Right Path, and I'm gonna press that all in my socket. So my eyes are deep set, obviously, like you can see, but I like to pull my shades up kind of high to help open up my eye, even though I'm going to be using dark colors, which, you know, a lot of people would say dark colors kind of close things off, but my eyes are so deep set that I like to pull that color up, and it does kind of create the illusion that they're maybe like a little more. So I kind of press the shadow on first, and then just gonna blend. We're gonna pull in that other shade for blending in a bit though, so I'm not gonna worry about having the perfect blend right now. And you could see my eye primer, the shade Laying Low, is not like super light or anything for my skin tone. Since we're going in with these beautiful neutral shades, I thought Laying Low would just be kind of perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and take that same shade and run it under my lower lash line, like so, just kind of wrap. And both of the brushes that I've used so far are from my favorites brush set with Sigma. So I'm just going to kind of blow this shade out. Now I'm going to go in with that Good Thoughts shade, and I've got it on this fluffy brush, again from my set. And I'm going to just lightly blend that down and around, kind of all where that first shade went. I'm just using this to kind of like buff and blend and keep everything super seamless. Not that you're going to look at my eyes and be like, oh yeah, she used that Good Thoughts shade, because I'm not packing it on, I'm not putting it in a large area, I'm not even using much of it. I'm just letting it help me with my blend. You can see I'm holding the brush down low and not putting much pressure. It's gonna work well with my skin tone. If you have a skin tone that maybe leans a little more cool, you could definitely use the more pinky shade or the more taupey shade. But for me, with the olive saturated warmth to my skin, this is going to work really nicely. We're gonna go in with the deepest shade in the palette now, that shade Divine. And this is a matte with a sparkle to it. This is a ColourPop formula that I really love. I mean, a lot of brands do this formula, but I do think ColourPop does it really well. And it is performing exactly like I want. So I've got my brush and I'm kind of pressing that deep shade on my lid right out here. And then you can see I'm kind of bringing it up here. And then just lightly blending. I want it to be deep in the outer corner, but I want it to stay in the outer corner. I don't want it to come and take over our look. I want it to just kind of flow to the depth out here. It's time to bring in a little sparkle, and I am ready. So to make the shadow the most sparkly, the most intense, putting down a glitter primer, a glitter glue, an adhesive, something like that is definitely gonna help. But I don't want to use that today. I want to take a brush. I know a lot of people like the flat brushes that are really dense. I really like a brush that is more fluffy, like this that's in my Sigma favorite set. Like, It's a favorite for a reason. I love it for a shim. So this is not too fluffy to where it's going to throw shimmer all over my face, but it is fluffy, not dense, flat. So I'm going to take it, and I'm not going to just barely pick up my shadow. I'm just going to pick it up like I normally would. You know, I'm going to make sure I have shadow on my brush. And then I'm going to spray my brush, now that the shadow's on it, with a setting spray. I'm going to spray it like twice, not to where the brush is like wet, but to where the brush is damp, we'll say. Like, you know, if you wash your hair and you're reading instructions on something that says apply to towel dried hair, like imagine your brush is a little more than towel dried. It's not wet. It's like you towel dried it and you folded clothes, you made some coffee, and then you look and you're like, yeah, it's still damp. That's kind of how I want my brush to be. So once I've got that shadow on my brush, and you saw, like I went in the pan, it's my palette. I'm not gonna just barely touch. It's not a tester, it's mine. I picked up shadow, I sprayed my brush. I'm gonna look down in my mirror and I'm going to press. I'm not going to swipe, I'm not going to blend yet. I'm just going to press on my shadow like so. I want to get most of the shadow that's on the brush off and onto my eye. Once the brush is not wet anymore or really damp, I can go back into the pan, but I don't want to put a wet brush into my eyeshadow. Like, no, no, no. But since it wasn't like wet to begin with, it's gonna dry really quick, especially once I start pressing that shadow on. And so once I have the shadow pressed like this, then I'm going to go and just start to blend and brush. And with a fluffier brush, with a sparkle or a shimmer, this will cause a little bit of fallout because those bristles are kind of like slinging that shimmer around, you know? But to me, that is my favorite way to use a shimmer, a multi-chrome, a duochrome, anything with sparkle, because I think it just shows the sparkle the best. And then my face is already set with powder, so I'll just brush away any fallout. I honestly don't care. Oh, I really like that bronzy shade. I know it's just a bronze, but it's so sparkly and it's so pretty and I love it. So I want to go in with this shade Empowered, this dark brown right here, and I just want to kind of deepen up what we did on the lower lash line. I'm not going to bring it as low as we took the first shade down here. I'm going to keep it a little tighter to the lash line. Every time I do my lower lash line and I'm talking to y'all instead of paying attention, I poke myself in the eye and my eye gets all red. It's okay. It will be fine. To highlight the inner corner, this would be beautiful. Absolutely, it would. But instead of going with the intensity, I want to come over to this shade over here. Still a very intense shade, but not as light in color for my skin tone. I think it's going to be beautiful. I am going to pick this up on my brush and I'm going to spray my brush too. I'm going to do just like I did with this over here, but I'm not going to do such a big brush. All right, let's pop that here on the inner corner. Just pressing it on first. It just added that light that I needed right here. I'm loving it. I get the hype, okay? Like, I get it. I get the hype. I'm late to the party. I was sleeping on this palette, but I understand, y'all. I wanna put eyeliner, there's the word, on my lower waterline. I bought the Tarte Maneater Emphasize High Definition Eyeliner. I bought it in the shade Moss, which is like a moss color, an olive color. I've never tried this formula from Tarte. Should we give it a little swatchy swatch? Pretty. Okay, pretty olivey color. I'm gonna put this just in my waterline. I don't need to talk to y'all when I do this. I do. Heather, don't stick yourself in the eye. That's pretty. Time will tell if I like it or not, though, because I have allergies like year round. I'm allergic to the outside. It's sad. I don't want to talk about it, but my eyes will water. And if a liner cannot stay in the water line, it's an instant no for me. So time will tell with this one. I'm going to line my upper lash line with my Half Magic Magic Flick Liner. This is kind of new to me. Not when it launched, but not long after it launched, Half Magic gifted me this liner. I used it up and I purchased this one. I purchased this one from Ulta. It's this weird, it's cool, but it's not a new to me product. I know I like it. I am going to use this. I'm going to use my ColourPop Level Up Lengthening Mascara. I recently repurchased this because mine was gone. I needed a new one, so I purchased this one from Ulta. Again, it is new, but it's a repurchase. Like, I've used it, I've loved it, but I did get some new lashes. I'm gonna go with the more dramatic lash. These are the Lash Couture Luxe Extensions lashes. I don't, like, what are they called? What is the name of them? Full volume set. Full set. Yes, okay, this is the lash. You see, these are dramatic. I'm going to trim them to my eyes. I'm going to put them on. Those are new to me. Never used that style, although I do love Kiss lashes. So I'm excited for this style. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to come back, and we'll finish up the rest of the makeup. Oh, I am so happy with how my eye look has come together. Like, I really like it. The skin is doing it for me. Like, everything is working so well. That makes me happy, because if you watched last week, we did have some fails in testing new makeup, but I'm feeling it. Now, I am going to use a tried and true bronzer. I bought this, I think, when it launched. This is the Matte Deep Golden Skin Finish Sunstruck Bronzer. That's a mouthful of a name. I'm just going to grab it and I'm going to bronze my face up. I just like this matte bronzer formula. I love this undertone. I think this is so beautiful. And when I was getting my Ulta haul and I was thinking about, oh, I want to test these new products, let me kind of pull in some of my favorites to go in with it, I thought I might as well pull products that are maybe not Ulta exclusives, but that aren't available at Sephora or something like that. So I had fun kind of going through my stash looking for complimentary products. Oh, isn't that MAC bronzer so pretty? I want to go in with setting spray before I do my highlight and lip. I am not going to add any more blush. I really love the way the Juvia's Place liquid blush is coming through, especially now that I have the bronzer down. I feel like it's a very, like, blush from within type of vibe, and I'm here for that. So I've been testing this Juvia's Place Ready Set Sealed setting spray, but this is a newer to me product. I bought it at the same time I bought the blush, so I'm still in the process of testing it. I'm going to throw my hair back out of my face. Look at how fine this mist is. It is very fine, but it is like floral scented, which I don't love. So like, this one hasn't been a favorite, but I need to test it more. And since I'm loving the way my complexion looks, it's a good day to test it. I don't love the scent. For highlighter, we're gonna do Half Magic. This is, oh, I love this highlighter. This is Light Trap. I'm pretty sure I bought this when Half Magic launched, but I'm so happy they're at Ulta now. We're not done with Half Magic. We're gonna use more of their stuff, but do you see how pretty that is? Like, oh, I don't know. I know that Half Magic has some really, like, popular products, but I don't know why this one doesn't get more hype. It's so beautiful. Like, You can't tell me that's not beautiful. It is. I bought a new lip liner I want to use. This is the Half Magic Sculptitude 2-in-1 lip liner. And I've had this formula before. I have a couple of these, but this is new shades. It's a black and a brown. And I think we are gonna get a really beautiful look with this eye look. It's gonna be, like there's not a word. It's gonna be beautiful, I know. I'm gonna start with the brown side, whatever the name is. It's on the cap, I forget. The brown is You're My Taupe. I like that. And I'm going to kind of line the center. You can see it's definitely like cool tone brown gray. And having this like cooler tone is gonna contrast so well for me. And then I'm gonna swap to the black, and I'm gonna pull like this, and then kind of lightly fill in my lips in the same way that I lined them. So like that. And then I am going to blend with my finger. You could do a brush if you want, but I'm just gonna do my finger. So here's the lip liner. It's not perfectly blended. I just went ahead and stopped. I could definitely blend a little bit more, but I'm gonna go in with the gloss, and it's gonna help with the blending. So this I bought a while ago. They launched this in a set at Ulta, but now it's available individually. Along with the new shades. Magic Drip Glitter Lip Gloss. The shade is Chaos Prone. Oh, so good. It's so good. I love the glittery lip glosses from Half Magic. I love a sparkle lip. And this is so pretty. All right, y'all, here is the finished look. I'm actually headed out the door to celebrate my sister-in-law's birthday, and I love my look. I kind of like feel like a baddie, and I'm here for it. I really like that Smashbox foundation, really liking the Juvia's Place blush, really liking the palette, the lash, the lip. Not loving that Juvia's setting spray still. Like I said, I don't think it's bad, but every time I use it, I'm like, you know, I would probably have preferred to use a different setting spray. I'm just gonna put a little bit of powder to wipe away any fallout I have. I hope you are having an amazing day. Please do subscribe. Let me know if you've tried any of these products. Maybe you're gonna shop your stash, recreate the look. Maybe you're just here to hang out. Let me know how you're doing, because I hope you're having a great day, and I will see you very soon in another video. Bye.